A warm welcome, good morning to all from wherever you are. So somebody connected from Sweden this morning, yeah, Finland all along the week, Paris, UK, Edinburgh. Um, hmm. Yeah, warm welcome to all for this Friday morning and last day of practicing together on the theme of entering fall and maybe getting in touch to what is at stake for us in quite some challenging ways. But give gratitude to Sangha Life for making these gathering together and practicing in community. Thank you to George and Faith who have been behind, to make this work so smoothly. Again, interestingly, I have to repeat the same thing over and over again this morning. I'm Sophie Boyer. I'm calling you from France, right next to the border with Geneva, where again it's a big rainy day. Yeah, we had a lot of flooding. Some friends found themselves, losing everything in their houses, having 1.5 meters of water in the house. So it's a pretty challenging time in the area, and I could notice even in the hospital yesterday a lot of heaviness and sadness. So as you know, these sessions are good morning from the US. Thank you, Leah, for joining us. So as you know, Sangha Life is offering these sessions freely on the, based upon this Buddhist tradition of the Dana and generosity. So if you wish to support Sangha Life, if you wish to support everyone who's working really hard and also support the teacher to share the Dharma, that is such a supportive thing along in our life, please do not hesitate to donate. I post a link for you on the chat. I guess it's never been there, but I guess it's quite easy to find your own way. I think some people are still entering the room. Today, to end this week, I would like to offer something slightly different. I would like to share the words of others, and I hope that in one way or another, these words may be a source of warmth, joy, and a source of inspiration to you. And to start this, I would like to offer a few words on the theme of resilience. And although it is not a term that used in Buddhism, it's pretty obvious that that many bridges exist between this term that comes from modern psychology and Buddhist psychology. And first, I would like to read. Let's look at the definition that I checked on a dictionary, and I will put it for you in the chat so you have it, and things hopefully are clear for those who are not familiar with that term. So you can find a link on Wikipedia. So psychological resilience is the ability to cope mentally and emotionally with a crisis. Numerous factors influence a person's level of resilience. Internal factors, includes personal characteristics such as self-esteem, self-regulation, and a positive outlook on life, but also external factors that include social support system, including relationships with family, with friends and community, as well as access to resources and opportunity. This is maybe more this specifically that we are going to look at. So last week, I attended a conference on the theme of resilience, and a neuropsychiatrist was, sharing about this concept. And the interesting thing is that with him there were two young person, a young man and a young woman, who share with us their journey through illness, manifesting for them as a very aggressive forms of cancer. And the interesting part was that they share with us what supported them through, this dark time of their such young life. And before starting this sharing, I just would like to mention that both are healthy now, which is very nice. And they're full of life and really sparkling energy from these two young persons. And to come back to our topic, what they described last week, it was not so different from what we have explored all along the week. It's been really about getting in touch with intense vulnerability and also facing the reality of decay and death. So really, again, facing this dark time. And the more important thing was they shared was that this was really what was a source of support. Where did they take refuge in this difficult time, and how in both of them resilience could manifest, or could be expressed itself. And one thing maybe to point out with resilience, that is very close with what we're practicing with the Dharma, is resilience can only happen if there is support and if meaning can come along the way. Resilience can only happen with support and purpose and meaning. And resilience, like any other thing, is a process. It's really in difficult situation. I hope the vocabulary I'm going to use here is appropriate in English. Pardon me again if not, but I'm sure you will get what I'm trying to articulate. So resilience, like any other thing, is a process. It's whether we submit passively to something, we just get overwhelmed, we just choose maybe to deny or to resist, or whether we try to find ways to rebuild oneself. And what was interesting is that despite, heavy treatment, pain, suffering, fear, these two young persons describe the same thing. What helped them, again, is what, describe what resilience is about. What helped them is connection and purpose. Connection and purpose. So connection and support from their family, their friends, community as well. This young man was a sport guy. He loves driving motorbikes and cars, and this community, gathering in community with these friends in this environment, and really making this autumn time of their life a moment that they could to which they could respond meaningfully. And just to give a few examples, the young lady Okay, she was diagnosed cancer, breast cancer. She was, I think, 29 years old when this happened. And she realized very quickly, the impact of the illness, not only on her, but on all her surrounding. And she really quickly realized her parents were more scared that she dies that she was scared about. And suddenly she said that this really struck her, and she used that and made a strong commitment to care for them. On one hand, she was the patient, the person with the disease, with the illness, but at the same time, she chose to become the caregiver. And she really expressed, how taking that role helped her to realize the value of life, but also the value of her own uniqueness. She was young, she said she was not feeling very well, had an unease in her skin. And this really helped her actually to realize that she's worthy to be here. For the young man, he decided to share, an extraordinary, it was really, you could really see that on stage. He really decided to share his incredible faith in life and with the world, in writing his story while he was undergoing treatment. And later on, as he did last week, giving conferences, and sharing everywhere that these darkest hours of our lives, they need to be fully embraced. This young man was 17 years old when he got diagnosed with a brain tumor. So what an extraordinary wisdom at this age. This wisdom that just came out of saying yes to what he was going through. And just to remind you, he stayed 2 years in the hospital. So sharing that the darkest hours of our lives needs to be fully embraced. And he said that for him, and probably for everyone, the real medicine, the real peacemaker in these challenging moments is interpersonal relationship. That's his strong belief. He says that to count, I'm quoting him, to count on someone is a therapeutic factor. To count on someone is a protective factor. The young lady, so she added that, and this again, I was really struck with such a depth, but really how when you embrace difficult moments and you take the opportunity to really learn to be with that, what thing can be transformed. It's incredible. And she said to us that this is a mistake to present life and death as two separate worlds that are antinomic. She said that to live well, something within us has to disappear to allow something new to come. It's really about processing, and this is exactly what we have explored yesterday. I repeat it, death, life and death. It's a mistake to present life and death as two separate worlds that are antinomic or paradoxical. To live well, something within us has to disappear to allow something new to come. It's about processing. So really, again, not refusing, not denying these difficult times and learning to be with things as they are, not mentioning it's easy. And learning to see this dying process not as a destruction, but as an opportunity to redirect our energy to and do something with it. And I came across a few lines of somebody. If somebody knows the author, I don't know it, but yes, processing. That's the word, Lizzie. Yes, processing. It is about processing. Okay, what I can do is I put for you in the chat what she said. I can't quote her. Her name is Fanny Leb. That's it. You have it. So that's what these few words said. Grief will come to you. Grip and cling all you want. Makes no difference. Catastrophe is just waiting to happen. Loss, you can be certain of it. Flow and swirl of the world, carried along as if by a dark current. All you can do is keep swimming. All you can do is keep singing. That's it. So to end this week, I would invite us to just to celebrate this time together, and allowing it to support each one of us wherever we are and whatever circumstances of our lives are right now. In some way, right here, right now, we are one, meeting in this moment. So let's see if joy and the sense of connection and gratitude maybe can inform the heart. Yeah, Lizzie, that's what I said. The quote, I don't know. I just saw it actually passing on Instagram, and it was no sign. It was not signed, so it's anonymous. Can't say. So for now, I just invite us for a time of silence, a time to be by ourselves, with ourselves. And just to breathe with what's here, just to breathe in the midst of it. Whether it's worries, whether it's fear, whether it's fatigue, whether it's lack of clarity outside or in the mind. Just allowing to sit, to stand, or to lie down. You're just reminding oneself things that we tend to forget, though, that because they're taken for granted. But no matter what circumstances are right now, in this moment, there is a ceiling upon our head. Behind a screen, connected with this supportive and so kind and Sangha. All of us trying to find our ways in this life. Sometimes contracting, sometimes releasing. You know that in this moment there is nothing to solve, there is nothing to fix, whether externally, whether internally. Can I offer to this being, to this body, to this heart and mind, a pause, a moment of rest? And really inviting simplicity, and connecting with the simplicity of just being sitting here, lying down or standing, not having to pursue anything special. Training the heart and mind to rest in that space within that only reveal itself when the chatter within start to disappear. You know, that space that is always here, always available, just blurred by concerns, by beliefs, by worries, by bias, by habits, by the vicissitude of this material world. But that space that can be found anytime. That space that contains everything. Just breathing in that space. And if it feels right for you today, this morning, if it speaks to the heart, you're just taking a moment to acknowledge the fruits of your effort this week. Whether it's been in your everyday life, at work, at home, with families, or whether it's been on the cushion in formal practice. And taking the time to acknowledge just little moments you can be proud of. Little things like a kind thought, a kind intention, a nice gesture, good deeds, appropriate response, action. These things doesn't have to be big. Just connecting with the warmth of it. Usually the sense of peace and ease and spaciousness that comes along with it. I really rejoice from my efforts. We're so good at acknowledging what's wrong, what doesn't go well. Tend not to see, all the many moments we're doing good. Just taking the time to rejoice in that. But if you wish, if it feels right, to rejoice from the efforts of others, and acknowledging their good intention of heart, their good deeds. Can be somebody you love, somebody that is supporting you. Can also be, the support of this Sangha right here, right now. Meeting with diligence every morning, bringing such a sense of connection and enthusiasm in the chat. Connecting the how this is warming the heart. I rejoice from your efforts. I rejoice from your kind heart. May all beings, including ourselves, come to experience joy, happiness, peace. May the fruit of this practice alleviate suffering, participate in one way or another to more freedom in this world. To more love. Slowly opening the eyes and connect with our direct environment, the screen, the room, the couch, the bed, the mat, the cushion. Just noticing how it feels. Thank you for your presence, Annie. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your question, Jane. How to maintain equilibrium while a part of you is dying and you're waiting for something new to appear, especially when the part of you that is dying is not going quietly. I guess that's the heart. That's the art of this practice, and that what requires that we train for that. How, as we have discussed this week, a lot of this dying process can be really unsettling, and when it look like a roller coaster. And this is what, on one hand, it's so important to really figure out what can support us during this unsettling, moment of our life. And it can be quite an individual journey for that. We don't all need the same thing. The Buddha offered a different quality to cultivate in order really to support this difficult moment, whether it can be to open to compassion for oneself, a sense of more acceptance. What will warm the heart? Is it more kindness? Is it more cultivating joy, rejoicing, learning to rejoice on things that are doing well, while there is this dying process going on? Just to bring a little sense of balance, and not just remind ourselves that a difficult time is not the thing that has to define us entirely in these moments. Something is dying, something is challenging, something is scary, frightening. But this is not all. There can be a little space for lightness and joy, and what can warm the heart. And as in this concept of resilience, it's what makes us feel connected with what we're going through, but also connected, with others. And this process of relating to somebody else can be so supportive, and can bring a sense of meaning and purpose in sometimes situations that really are experienced as not making any sense at all. So it's really important. And one other aspect I would say is to be careful about waiting for something new to appear, to be very cautious here that in this waiting space, we're not trying actually, to get already forward from what is really happening. This expecting for something new to arise in order not to face what actually is our reality right here, right now. Really this heart of learning, to be between something is dying and something is going to arise. And being in that space in the middle, this not knowing space where we can really take refuge. How does it feel? How can we open to, I don't know, this is going away, this is unsettling, I don't know where this is heading. We're not used to engage and to relate to that space. And really to get curious in there, what we can do there, if we can really meet with that space. How does it feel to open to this not knowing? How does it feel, to become, even with our bones, a kind of a question mark? And this is not knowing that I would say that has a kind of the texture and the taste of, it's full of curiosity, it's full of, wow, what is this all about? Wow. And see what happens when you take refuge in that space. Not, pulled by something that is going away, that already belong in some way to the past, and not engage with something that is coming, but that has not clearly taken form, taken shape yet. Being here. Oh, Kathy, or a nice or warm thought, or your old cat. Uh, may you go in peace, and may you be in peace with him. Do nothing, and nothing remains undone. Yeah, Kevin, thank you. Mm. Alice, what would you say is the near enemy of resilience? Ah, that's a tricky question. Would you give me some time to reflect on that and send an answer later? What would you say is the near enemy of resilience? Yeah, let me think about that. Patricia, receiving reality with support and nourishment from you in the Sangha here this week. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I just would like to mention something, in that setting. It's sometimes, especially when we undergo a topic, a theme like this, that really can be very challenging when we come to speak about, decay, death, and vulnerability. And sometimes this setting is a bit challenging when question and I really would like to express my gratitude for the depth of your questions that sometimes are a bit difficult to be addressed in 5 minutes, because they would really require time and also relation, discussion. So in order to palliate that, we'll offer with Sangha Live, I think in next April, a day of reflection and practice on a Saturday on that topic, and there will be much more space, to develop first on that topic and to take more time to respond with more depth and interact with each other on that topic as well. Yeah, thank you for all your comment. Okay, so thank you, George. 6th of April, this day of practice. Yeah. Mm. I read all the comments of gratitude, and actually I would like to participate in that. And so as a facilitator or teacher, whatever you want to call it, it's not really important. Really would like to acknowledge also the tremendous support that each one of you is bringing, and is so inspiring, and really supportive, really, really supportive, and supportive uh, as practitioner, really as practitioner. Thank you for all being here. Thank you. So it's been a delight to be with you all this week, and I wish you a very good day, and a grey but hopefully warm weekend, and finding ways, to gladden the heart in the midst of these dark hours of the year. Wishing you really all well. Thank you.